classification of commerce. In the last lecture, while discussing the classification of business activities, we discussed only one part, that is about the industries, the types of industries, and the second part, that is about commerce. Today or now we are going to discuss that. Okay, so let's see how can the commerce be classified here. The commerce can be classified into two types. First is trade and the next one is auxiliaries to trade. Okay, so if in short, if I want to write, then I can write down commerce is equal to trade plus aids to trade. Okay, you can remember this as a formula or whatever you feel like, but always remember this. What is commerce? Commerce is equal to trade plus aids to trade. Okay, now one by one we'll understand. First we will understand what is trade and then we will understand what are aids to trade. So trade, we all know, we all have read this term before. What is trade? Trade refers to simple buying and selling of goods and services with the objective of earning profit. Isn't it? Very simple. Trade is simple buying and selling. Now this trade can also be categorized into two parts. What are the two parts? First one is internal trade and the next one is external trade. What is internal trade? The trade happening within the domestic boundaries of the country. And what is external trade? Between two or more countries. That means if I am buying and selling within a particular country, for example India, then what will be that trade called as? That trade would be called as internal trade. And if I am buying and selling between two different countries, like from India to any other country, for example say Germany, then such buying and selling between two different countries would be called as external trade. Okay. Now internal trade can also be divided into two categories. What are the two categories? Wholesale trade and retail trade. What is wholesale trade? This is very easy. We all must be knowing it. What is wholesale trade? Buying in large quantities and selling it in small quantities to the retailer. Isn't it? And what is retail trade? Retail trade is buying in small quantities and selling to the ultimate customers. Clear? So what is wholesale trade? Wholesale trade is when we buy in large quantities from the producers itself and sell to the retailers. And what is retail trade? In retail trade, the retailers purchase in small quantities from the wholesalers and sell it off to the consumers. Right? I can make one chart here so that you can understand. See, first comes the producer, then comes the wholesaler, after that retailer, and then the consumer, we the consumers. So in wholesale trade what happens? Wholesale trade, the wholesaler purchases from this and sells to the retailer. Okay, and in retail trade what happens? The retailer purchases from the wholesaler and gives to the consumers. Understood? Simple. Now let's move down to the second type of trade, that is external trade. We already have understood what is external trade, buying and selling between two or more countries. Now this also has certain types. What are the types? Let's see. First one is import. Import is when we are buying from another country, when we are purchasing from another country, that is called as import. Okay. What is export? If goods are sold to another country, that means we are selling. That time we call it as export. So purchasing is import, selling is export. Right? Now here comes a new concept about entry port. What is entry port? Understand this. Wait. Suppose we are in India, okay? Another country, suppose Japan, and another country, Germany. Clear? Now what happened? I am India, okay? So I am purchasing goods from Japan. I am purchasing goods from Japan. So what is purchasing called as? Import. Very good. Suppose I am selling goods to Japan. What is sales to another country called as? Export. Very simple. But a third condition may also arise. What is that third condition? If I am purchasing from Japan and not keeping in my own country for my own use, I am selling that particular goods to Germany. Understand once again, I repeat, purchasing from Japan, not for self-consumption, but for selling it to another country. What is that called as? That is called as entry port. Understood? What is entry port? In import, what we do? We purchase for our own self. In export, what we do? We sell to another country. But in entry port, what happened? We purchase from some another country, not for using in our own country, but for selling it to some other person. Is this concept clear? Okay, I hope this would be clear. See, what is entry port? When the goods are imported, that means we are purchasing for exporting to another country. That means we are purchasing, but we will not use over here. We will sell it to somebody else. That is called as entry port. Simple? Okay. So this was about the concept of trade. The first part we have already covered. Now comes the second part for commerce, that is auxiliaries to trade. And what are these? Do you remember while doing these hindrances, we have done these? These are nothing but the auxiliaries of trade. Okay? Let's read it so that things become more clear and you understand what am I trying to say. So what are auxiliaries to trade or aids to trade? These are those activities which help in removing hindrances. And what are those activities? We have already learned it over here. Transportation is there, warehousing, insurance, banking, finance and advertisement. Right? So let's see again. The first one is transportation and communication. The production of goods takes place at one particular place, whereas these are demanded in different parts of the country. The obstacle of place is removed by the transport. Along with transport, communication is also an important service. It helps in the exchange of information between the producers, consumers and traders. The common communication services are postal service, telephone and internet. Okay? So the first auxiliaries to trade or aids to trade, what is it? It is transportation or communication. What does transportation helps in? Transportation helps in the removing the hindrance of place, and communication helps in that only. Helps in removing the hindrance of information. Okay? Next one is banking and finance. Banking and finance. The bank needs funds for acquiring assets, purchasing raw materials and meeting the other expenses. So if I am sitting in a particular different country and I need loan, I need money, or I need foreign exchange to make payments to some other person in other country, then I would be helped by the banking and finance. Okay? Next, insurance. What is insurance? Insurance provides coverage against loss of goods. For example, if there is storage, theft, fire and other natural calamities, then I will be helped by which function? I will be helped by insurance. Next comes warehousing. If there is a time lag between the production and consumption of goods, in case of seasonal goods, then how will that problem be solved? That problem will be solved through the warehousing function. Okay? And the last one is advertising. Advertising brings goods and services to the knowledge of the prospective buyers. If any new product is launched in the market, so we will be knowing about it, the features, the utilities, the price and everything. How? Through the feature of advertisement. Clear? So these were the auxiliaries to trade. What are the auxiliaries to trade? Transportation, banking, insurance, warehousing and advertisement. And what are auxiliaries to trade? Auxiliaries to trade are those activities which help us in removing the hindrances. What hindrances? Let us revise. What hindrances were there? Hindrance of place, hindrance of person, hindrance of time, hindrance of risk, finance and information. So that is all for today. We'll meet you in the next video. Thank you.